Hello, my name is Pete Latanzio, and I'm a fire safety consultant, and I've been in the fire safety industry for a long time. Fire has changed drastically over the years, and it's basically because of what we're bringing into our homes and our businesses today. A lot of our materials in our homes and our businesses are petroleum-based. Foam rubbers, plastics, synthetic materials, they're all petroleum-based. Therefore, fires burn much faster today, and they burn much hotter, and they're producing a lot of very toxic gases that are off-gas during a fire that are very toxic for folks to breathe in. Life safety, again, is the most important. We can replace buildings, we can't replace the people that are in it. So getting people out is the most important thing. But there are those rare occasions where an incident may occur, and you might want to, especially for life safety purposes, either to get yourself out or to get somebody you're caring for, to get them out, you might want to use a fire extinguisher. This is a typical fire extinguisher that we find in commercial businesses and in programs such as where you are. This is an all-purpose fire extinguisher. If you look at the extinguisher, it actually has pictograms on the front. And down here below, it talks about the ABC, the combustible papers, the wood, the flammable liquids, the electrical fires. So you want to familiarize yourself to make sure that at your facility you have an ABC extinguisher. There are other extinguishers that are out there, but they're done for specific hazards, but this is what you should typically see in one of your facilities. So up above the classifications, there's another set of pictograms and an explanation of exactly how to use the extinguisher. So we don't expect people to remember this like you remember your ABCs from school. You don't use these very often. So this is just a quick reminder of how to use the extinguisher. On the gauge, we have a green section right in the center, and there's a little yellow indicator, a little yellow arrow. We want to see that yellow arrow up into the green. This is telling us that this extinguisher has been properly charged and it's ready to go. If you ever happen to glance down and see this arrow off to this side of the gauge, it's telling us that either the extinguisher has been used or that for some reason there's been a pressure leak and this extinguisher is not going to function the way it's designed. These hang on the wall all the time. We never think about them. The fire extinguisher company, by code, has to come through once a year and maintain them. But the other thing I like to tell people to do is periodically take the extinguisher off, tip it upside down, and shake it. Because what it helps do is it helps keep that powder suspended inside the extinguisher. Over a period of time, if it's not fluffed, they refer to it, is the powder can have a settling effect, and it may not work properly. So we want to shake these extinguishers periodically. Just turn them upside down and give them a good shake. There is a pin in the top of this, and it's held in with a little plastic tab. I can hold this extinguisher by this bottom handle, and there's no problem with it. It's not going to activate, it won't discharge. Even as long as the pin's in place, I can squeeze both handles together and nothing's going to happen. But once I pull that pin out, and we'll demonstrate that in just a few minutes, once I pull the pin out, that top handle's now allowed to squeeze down to the bottom handle, and it'll discharge the product. Okay, this extinguisher is a little bit smaller. Same premise though, it's got the cylinder, it's going to hold product, it's got the handle, and it's got the nozzle on it, but this one has a fixed nozzle to it. So instead of having the ability to use the hose and to aim it properly a little bit better, this one's a much smaller product with that fixed nozzle. They're both going to do the same job. This one, the bigger one, just gives you a little bit more flexibility. One of the big things I want you to understand is there's a limited amount of product in both of these extinguishers. So this is not something that's going to last for a long period of time. You're probably looking, once you start to discharge this, anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes for all the product in these cylinders to be empty. So this is not a product or a appliance that you're going to continue to use and think that you're going to have a long amount of time. This is a down and dirty. You can knock the fire down to the best of your ability to get yourself or get somebody else out of the way, and then you abandon these and get out and let the fire department handle the rest. Using a fire extinguisher, there's an acronym, it's called PASS, P-A-S-S, and it's a very common acronym that's used throughout the fire safety industry, and it basically stands for pull the pin, aim, squeeze the handle, and sweep. And I'm going to demonstrate all those sections for you. So as we mentioned before, the extinguishers come through, the pin is in place, I can hold the handles, nothing's going to happen. But the minute I pull this pin out, I now have the ability to squeeze the handles together to activate it. These have a plastic safety tab in place to help ensure that that pin stays in place all the time. So when I have to use the extinguisher, I want to pull, and that plastic tab will break right away very easily. So now this extinguisher is ready for activation. So we've discovered a fire. Obviously, if you have the ability to get out, you don't have to do anything, get out of the building, get away from the incident. But if you have to get past the fire, or somebody's trapped and you want to get to them quickly, you can use the fire extinguisher to do that. We have a piece of paper laying over on the ground that's going to simulate where the fire is. Now, there's a couple important things to remember when using a fire extinguisher. Number one, distance. You need to be at least 6 to 10 feet away from the fire. If you're too close, you can actually cause the fire to get worse. You can blow the fire around. So you want to be that 6 to 10 feet away from the fire itself. So the fire is to the front of me. I've grabbed my extinguisher. I'm going to use that pass method. I'm going to pull the pin. I'm going to pull the nozzle out and aim the nozzle. I'm going to sweep or squeeze the handles together, and then I'm going to sweep it back and forth at the base of the fire. So today we've given you a little bit of idea how to use these extinguishers. I hope that you never ever have to use it, but if you do, I hope there's a little bit of a comfort factor there for you, that you can do this, you can do it successfully, and hopefully prevent somebody from getting injured or dying in a fire. Thank you very much.